The trending video where children in a school in Akwa Ibom State, precisely Presbyterian Senior Science College Ididem, were seen fed with something that looked exactly nothing than colored water, and very big sizable amount of gari or whatever swallow it was. And I wonder how we could get such amount of gari, and then they could not afford little vegetable. We have wonderful cuisines here, and I just want you to share a take on the food that you saw, because I'm going to put a call across to Professor Hilary Inyang to share his thoughts on. We are looking at solution, but seeing that video, what came to your mind, Prof?
It was a feeling of total dejection, because I know that I started living in a boarding facility when I was in the elementary school.
Yes.
During my time. So when I saw the picture of the young future leaders,
yes,
we always like to call them, dipping balls of gari into something that looked like the kind of thing you take when you are preparing for the real meal. And a kind of a heritage. You just take it like it could be mushroom soup, it could be any kind of soup.
No, mushroom soup, just colored water.
But this one wasn't anything that looked like soup. So when they refer to it as soup, I'm baffled, because just as you said, Akwa Ibom is noted for its very popular cuisines.
Absolutely.
So to have children at that level, dipping whatever into the kind of stuff I saw, I don't know what was at the back of the minds of those involved. But then you remember too that there was a report that these schools, that the students pay about 60,000 naira for the term.
Prof, let's leave it there. Let me just say a little for the benefit of those who are watching us or listening to us online. The school system in Akwa Ibom State, we learned there are 26 boarding schools in the state, and we have over 200 secondary schools and over 1,000 or maybe close to 2,000 primary schools and all of that. So the unfortunate thing is that these schools, they are not permitted to make any charges, because the free education policy, which the state government has professed for quite some time, and we have said it is actually free tuition. And the president member, the Minister of Information, Minister of Education, has led credence to that they do free tuition. So it will be misleading to call what is happening free education. And the man that had put on a program for the free education, for the education policy, I'm putting on now. Let us hear from him. Let's see if we can have that on video.
Before then, we had.
Yeah, go ahead.
We had Godfrey Lacavio's.
Okay, we have distinguished Professor Hilary Inyang live now from Abuja. Hello, Prof.
Hello, communicator. How are you?
I am fine, Prof. So good to have you on Open Forum with Citizen MKO.
Thank you. I say hello to your studio audience and my colleagues who are on the panel today.
Yeah. Yes, Prof. Prof, you just came in from China, and I did not allow you to rest. Please, I'm sorry that I had to really disturb you so much. And here you are. I want to appeal that because of time, we are going to be very snappy about dealing with this issue. Now, I cannot take some of the questions I wanted to ask you. How was your last trip to China? You went on a very special mission. Just maybe in 30 seconds. How was your mission to China?
Well, we have had a very good relationship over years. I used to be the president of the International Society of Environmental Geotech, which now moved its international headquarters to China.
Okay.
So we have had more than 25 years of interactions with the Chinese on many technological issues, those of education, and interestingly, some of those apply to the efforts of Akwa Ibom State to build a science park. I was hoping that over the years we would have done this very easily because we've done this elsewhere. So it was very successful. We will be meeting many times in China and in a number of African countries precisely to deepen technological collaboration that will lead to the creation of factories that produce goods to the service of citizens of both countries.
Okay, Prof. Talking about your sacrifices for humanity across different continents. You were here in Akwa Ibom State in 2019, and you chaired the Akwa Ibom State think tank on education that brought out the Akwa Ibom Strategic Education Roadmap. And I was privileged to have been co-opted into the technical team, and you finished the work, submitted the plan, which was adopted by the then Governor, Additional Governor Gil Emmanuel, and a state of emergency was declared on education sector. Going forward, we don't seem to see the outcome of that very wonderful program that you sacrificed. First of all, I want to get your feeling. How do you feel about the outcome of the 436 or 435 page master plan, which was phase 1 of the think tank? Your thoughts very briefly before we go into the next question.
Yes, I thank you very much for this question, and I really appreciate the fact that you are bringing focus to it. I was, of course, you know, I was U.S. Ambassador, Distinguished Scholar to Ethiopia at the time, and I got summons and requests by Governor Gil Emmanuel to come and head that 17-member team. And credit to him because he recognized that the state had significant challenges in the education sector. It is not just for now, it's the fact that the educational conditions, circumstances of the state have a great bearing on the socio-economic lifestyle and the future of the people of that state. So I congratulate him for the fact that he did recognize that.
Yeah.
But I am extremely disappointed by Governor Moyo. And let me say this very directly. I don't mince words in talking with governments in various parts of the world. I'm extremely disappointed by Governor Moyo's government in the sense that the current Commissioner of Education was part of that team and cannot brief him properly about the circumstances and the intentions and aspirations of that plan that would have saved circumstances that are beginning to rear its head. Unfortunate circumstances. So that's my feeling. I have written to the governor. I have not heard anything from him, and that letter was delivered to him about our intentions to do phase 2 that would have eliminated most of the educational challenges that this state has now and will continue to have.
Yes, bro.
So that education which was put together by intelligent people needs to be reinstituted.
Thank you so very much. You are known to deal with heads of nations, and I know there's a country in Africa. One of those times you visited, almost about 5,000 people went to the airport to receive you because of your impact on that very country. Yeah, talking about the phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 2 was actually approved, and I remember a letter that was written to His Excellency. We got a response from the Minister of Education signed by a director, and the communication was like they didn't even know what was going on. So it's a pity that we have such embarrassing moments, but the embarrassment has gone worse. You have seen the video where the school children are fed with water, and in water as soup. in our research in Open Forum, I have spoken with a private school, and I have heard about other private schools that have farms where they produce what the children eat. They have poultry farm, they have a slaughter, they slaughter cows once a week, or a cow for 2 weeks, and the children are well nourished. Seeing the kind of 17-point initiative that your technical team put in place, one of them is called OFOFE, One Farm, One Factory Entrepreneurship Support Program. How do you think, or what do you think we are going to do to be able to compel government, the administration of Governor Omoino, to do something? Because we have spoken, Open Forum, we have spoken this on even radio and TV, and unfortunately, you were not even invited to the Arise Summit. So, because of the sake of our children, what will you advise the government to do? Because the commissioner was there. Unfortunately, she has not done anything to be able to draw the governor's attention, but we do not have to hold her responsible for our failure. We must fail if we want to fail. So how do we help the governor to succeed? Because we want the governor to succeed. Yes, sir.
Yeah, definitely. We want the governor to succeed because his success means success of the people of the state, and then good prospects for those that are growing up now. Now, you just made reference to my visit to China. It was about such things. So the practice that we have communicated and configured in the roadmap, the FOFO project. I visited such projects in India only 3 months ago with my staff here. That's convention. Those are being done everywhere in the world. Education cannot be left only for government budgets.
Absolutely.
It's possible for government to lay the framework. And what we did in Akwa was to propose and construct a system of sustainability that would involve the private sector,
Yes.
involve entrepreneurship and self-help. That's the only way. The state has far so many secondary schools and primary schools. You know, we cataloged all of them and studied them.
Yes, let's.
That was the most detailed work on education ever.
Absolutely. Let's leave it there, Prof. Yes, Prof.
That project.
Yes, Prof.
That project is now being endorsed by UNESCO. I have a meeting with UNESCO next week because they are trying to see how to follow such a system across West.
Okay. What? Yes, sir. Just one last one because of time. I need to have Professor Des Wilson have his take on that. You are still being owed from the letters, correspondences you have been writing to the government, and no response. And the phase 2, which you had even commenced work with, because you got approval, nothing has been done about it. I want you to address this issue live, because Open Forum is about people, issues, ideas, and solutions. We cannot pretend that we do not know what is right, and then we try to rubbish some of our best for maybe the worst to be able to have a field day. The indebtedness to you for phase 1, I think it's about 11 million, and then the phase 2, which you have to work the details out now with government because of inflation. Please, we are taking in just a minute so that I can have Professor Des Wilson have his. Yeah.
Definitely. You know, with all modesty, very few governments take me lightly, take my recommendations lightly, within and outside Africa, even in my role. And I have been very shocked since the election of the governor. I wrote a letter to him to make commitments to say that I would like to continue to help the state in the education sector, for which Nigeria asked for my assistance. I'm the author of Nigeria's Science, Technology and Innovative Roadmap for the next 10 years. So I was very surprised that the governor has shown some sort of disdain for my letter. That doesn't happen in any country. So I'm very, very shocked by that. Even the fact that they are owing such a small amount of money, and the governor is aware of it. He's aware of it because the letter was delivered to him directly, and he has a commissioner for education that sent me a note that was approved earlier on. So I see that as one act of disdain and disrespect by the governor. I cannot speak otherwise.
Yes.
My interest,
Yes. Yes, Prof.
is in the advancement of science and technology and educational opportunities for the people of the state. So despite the governor's reaction and treating me like that, I'm still committed with the people who work with me, the experts, to try to do something to rescue the unfortunate educational circumstances.
I thank you. I thank you so much, Prof. It's been wonderful having you on air. You are as frank as ever, and the sacrifice you have made will never go without being useful to society. We want to have Professor Des Wilson just share his thoughts very briefly on the education roadmap that is supposed to solve the problem of the education sector, because like the principal that has been who has been suspended, some persons are saying that the principal is a victim. It's not his fault because he or she is supposed to be supervised by a ministry or a supervisory body. But we normally hear of this fire brigade stuff, and the next moment nothing will happen. So, Prof. Des Wilson, please, what is your take on what you've heard from Professor Hilary Inyang, distinguished Professor Hilary Inyang, and the roadmap that is supposed to solve the problem of the education sector, and not all this timbo ad hoc arrangement?
Well, we are in a country that does not have institutional memory. We are in a country where people take so many serious things for granted and or politicize those things. How can you explain a situation where we know that for many years now, Akwa Ibom, which unfortunately was at some point recognized as educationally advantaged state.
Yes.
And yet, every year, its schools do not, the totality of schools in Akwa Ibom,
Yes.
does not get within the first 10 in Nigeria.
We are normally 17 or 18 for quite some time.
So you find that if there was a plan, really serious plan, to change the situation of our schools, especially at the secondary level, and actually also at the primary level, then government should have immediately after that declaration of emergency,
State of emergency,
done something very drastic too.
Unfortunately, the drastic thing done. So we can just have maybe just a call. Listeners will feel very bad if we take a call. The drastic thing that the government did was to abandon a state of emergency in the midst of its creation. I want to take phone calls if you just can, if it's just one or two. The phone numbers to call in are 0803 085 7755, or you call 0809 066 6909, and you just take maybe just 30 seconds to drop your thoughts. Unfortunately, we're not able to take all the issues that we had because it's been a very bumper edition and it's been really worth the while. If you've heard the number, let me take the number again: 0803 085 7755. The education roadmap is one of the best ever in the history of Nigeria. And like you've heard, these recommendations have been adopted by other countries. If you research, you get to say that Botswana has one of the highest literacy rates. It was made possible by Professor Hilary Inyang, who did wonders for that country. Yes, we have a caller. Hello.
No.
Yeah, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm from my Facebook.
Okay.
Yes, I was part of that committee, but I'm not that I was the chair by Professor Inyang.
Okay.
The committee did a very good job as follows. That I'm shocked to hear that up to now, the government has not done anything special to get that work implemented.
Very unfortunate.
So it's bad.
So what's your recommendation?
Yes, I want to say that I want to say the government should go back to that complete work and get it implemented.
What is the name again, sir? Timothy Ekpo. Thank you so very much. The caller has appealed to the administration of Governor Omoino to go back and get that result. Yeah, hello?
Hello? Hello, citizen.
Yeah, yes, good morning, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm Victor, I'm calling from you.
Okay, Victor.
I appreciate what you're doing, but the problem is, so once you go on like this, the people from the east will call you one day, warning you. What they're doing is a good thing, they're proving most of the things they are doing. But at the end of the day, both of them will be coming to one day, not to be fooling them.
No, let me just help you out. I've not just been warned, I've almost been killed. And unfortunately, no matter, no attempts has been able to take my life. I almost committed suicide because of the pressure on me. I am indomitable, I am fearless. Thank you very much. Amen. Amen. Thank you very much. Talking about the issue of support, this program is self-sponsored, and even the owners of the station know what it means. I want to give out our phone number at 0802 757 7497. An account number, Sterling Bank, is 00980498856. Sterling Bank, Open Forum Care for Humanity Foundation. We need assistance. I just made my vow. I'm living for humanity the rest of my life. So it does not matter. Some have told me clearly that this program would never exist because how do I take care of myself? So I don't look at myself or my family. We have lost everything. We are now living for God and humanity. And I know someday those issues will be addressed, but I've assured them that this will be addressed. Let's take this last call. Yes, hello? Yeah, our last caller. Yes, sir. Amen. God bless you too. Your name and where you're calling from? Oh, you are from that same environment where water is soup. So unfortunate.
What is my question? I would digest from my education.
Very fast.
That child can he take this job to people to so that government should know and bring a consultant like Chinese or Korean to take over and consultant.
Well, that's not the focus. Like you know, we're supposed to have discussed about the revelations that have been made about former Akwa Palm Industries Limited that has been turned to Dakada Oil Palm Industries, which is supposed to be government owned but has been turned to be owned by individuals. We will take that issue and more issues because we're going to spotlight on them. In just 30 seconds, Prof, what's your final take? Very sharp, please. We're out of time.
On the Akwa Palm?
No, just generally.
Okay,
yes.
Okay. Well, I think this state, like most of the other states in Nigeria, has a lot of problems.
So, for the state government, because of time.
It doesn't mean that because others have the same problem that we cannot do things better. There are many things that are hanging. People are being denied their rights, like the lady.
Yes.
That, Mrs. Peters and others, and then the professor who has just spoken,
yes.
Professor
Hilary,
and many other things.
And the insult, you need to know the insult that was hit on the Professor Hilary here.
It means that we don't take things.
Thank you.
The way we should.
We don't take things the way we should, but we are determined in Open Forum to take things, we go to the root of matter to help any government in power to succeed. This has been the size of the program. I am yours truly, Citizen Matthew Koffi Okono. I'm just an ordinary citizen, but with extraordinary drive of patriotism. See you.